are entering E&C's Pod of Awesomeness.
Yeah. Here we are, Bird. Yeah. Uh-huh.
You survived your family vacay.
I made it.
Yeah.
12 kids.
Whoa.
And made it through intact, pretty much. I mean, a little bit of my soul might be left there.
Yeah.
Yeah. But otherwise, we'll be able to tell by the end of this if I've kept my sanity. You tell me.
Well, I mean, I think you always sound like an asshole. Oh, so
I don't think that has anything to do with me sounding sane or not.
Maybe it's just I don't know. Maybe there's no direct correlation, but I mean, there's got to be something to it.
And coming from the king of sphincters, you would know because yeah, there it is.
So you survived it. You're back in Asheville. We're getting ready to.
And see, here's the thing, man. This is dropping. As the kids say, it's dropping on Friday.
Yeah.
And that means tomorrow I'm going to see you, which is far too soon. Far too soon in my books to have to put up with you for a month, no less.
I know. We'll be up there.
Because hosers. Yeah. Tell them why.
Well, we're going to be up Stamford Way shooting content for the Edge and Christian show, season 2. So we're excited about that. It's going to be busy, but in a good way. It'll be fun, and we're really looking forward to getting this done because I think it's going to be a great season, and I'm looking forward to all the hosers and whoever. These fucking marks watch the show, right? They like it. They love it. So, I mean, no, I'm looking forward to them seeing it because I think it's going to be great.
Yeah, I think this year we had more time. Obviously, to write everything and kind of have it all dialed in before we got there, which I think will make a difference in the finished product. And people saying, when is it going to air? I'm still not entirely sure, so I don't want to say a date and then it's, off or whatever. But we're basically going to get it in the can so that the network has it whenever they want to, unfold it before your very eyes. There's some weird stuff. Yeah. That's all I'm going to say.
Weird. Yeah.
Oh, really? I think he's going to start driving. He doesn't fly. He only drives. So I think he's going to hit the road, and I think he might have booked himself in some towns in and around Stanford. He doesn't do many East Coast swings, but he's thinking about. He's going to make the town. I think he's going to make some towns over there. So you never know. He might show up on set. So he always drives though because he's making the towns. He's not, and he's not Y-fare. He's not upgradable fare. He's not first class. He's not middle seat smoking section to Tokyo. He's not even doing that.
Brother. No. It's red line fever, baby. I get out there. I hit the open road, brother. I hit that black top, not to be confused with the black top bully, brother. I'm out there. I'm making towns. I'm getting my payoff. I'm getting my draw. I'm putting asses in the seats, and I'm small packaging everyone, brother.
There he goes. Yeah. Wow. Impromptu drive-by by one Sir Smackage.
Yeah. So, I guess the big news of the week was the greatest Royal Rumble, but I've got to be honest, it was on a Friday, and I forgot it was on a Friday. I thought it was actually on Saturday, and Friday at midday made it hard for me to watch it live because I had to pick my daughter up from school. I had some running around to do. I had to get to the airport to fly out to go to signing. So, and I have not. I actually probably won't be able to watch it till this weekend when I actually go away again because apparently I have to go on the road to get a vacation. But I'm kidding. No, it's just I've only been home a few days this month and figured I better spend it with family or I could be in some trouble. So hey, I'll check it out this weekend.
You don't need to explain it away. You got a fucking life. That's all. I haven't seen it. I haven't watched it because I got shit to do. I'll watch it eventually. The one thing I did. Well, wait.
Maybe we'll watch it together.
No, I saw two things from it. Man, you'll get all like jaded and. What
do you mean, me?
I can't. What?
No, I won't. I'll be like, this is the greatest thing I ever saw.
It's the greatest Royal Rumble I've ever seen because it has 50 people in it. Yeah. So here's the deal. I've seen two things from it.
I think everybody's seen one, and I know where you're going with it. I think everybody has seen that.
Bless his heart.
It is that's like the biggest
moment from the entire show, I think. I mean, think about like all the social media coverage that it got, and people talking about it, and memes, and all these other sorts of things. Like, I mean, and good on Titus. Like, he embraced it, and
you got to.
You kind of have to at that point. But I mean, like, you just wonder how that happens. Like, I mean, it's just one of those things, right? Like, I mean, it just.
Well, he slid right under the ring. Here's the thing. I'm glad he's okay, because there's a lot of stuff under there.
Yeah.
That if he had hit grill first, that could have been really, really ugly.
Yeah.
So there's that. Let's clear that out of the way. But secondly, it was the physics of it, because he didn't seem to be running that fast.
Well,
until he hit the moment, the crux where everything went wrong, and then it seemed to speed up. Like, it just went into Mach 5 territory.
Well, you think about it too, right? Like, he's a big dude.
Yeah.
And he's a big boned, heavy, strong dude. So, I mean, when that starts tumbling forward and gravity takes over and physics take over, I mean, there's only, the speed picked up, and like, he just slid under there perfect. And I started thinking about it, I was like, and like, everybody's had those moments, right, where they trip and something goes wrong. Everybody's had them. So I started thinking, like, oh my God, what would I have done? And I'm like, I would have crawled through to the other side and came out like I meant to do it.
That's exactly what I saw it. I was like, I just would have slid through and come up like, did you see that?
Yeah. Like, you're trying to sneak up on everyone.
Like, hey, maybe it was a plan, or maybe you just tried to, salvage something out of it. rather than his feet flailing and backing out like a moving truck. The beep, beep, beep. And then
he's such a good dude.
He is.
I really like Titus a lot. Like, he's.
I do.
He's one of these guys too, and like I always appreciate about Titus is, he would, a lot of times we would, he lives in Tampa, obviously. He does a lot of big things in the community here. I've talked about it before. He's really involved and does great things for kids and things like that. But a lot of times on flights home, early morning flights from TV, a lot of times I just want to get on the plane and sleep, because it was late night, early morning. And a lot of times when he would see me, he would, even if he wasn't beside me, he'd ask the person to move beside me so he could sit beside me, and he would just pick my brain the entire flight, talking to me about why I did certain things, talking to me about wrestling and wanting to get better. And I always appreciated that about him, because, he obviously was a football guy and got into, but like, his knowledge for wanting to learn to me, and I when somebody's trying to kiss your ass but he literally sat down and was like asking me little details, and like, if we had a 2.5-hour flight, he was talking to me for 2.5-hour flights about wrestling, about matches, about how he could incorporate different stuff, and like things that I did. Why did you do it like that? I saw you working with a guy my size. Why did you do this? Why did you do that? So I always appreciated that about him, that he wanted to get better, even knowledge wise.
Yeah, it's super amazing, dude. As you said before, hard to hate him as a heel on TV when you see all of the great work that he does, and all the initiatives that he heads up, and all the work he does for communities, and just pretty much everybody in the world.
Do you remember having a slip moment or a fall moment? One that's coming off the top of my head, and you'll know this one very well. When we were wrestling, I think it was the Invasion pay-per-view, and I stepped off your back, and I was gonna jump. Like, it was the body press thing we used to do in the corner where you drop on all fours. I would step off your back and I would hit somebody with like a crossbody in the corner.
Yes.
Well, this time we were going to take it one step further. Mike Awesome and Lance Storm were going to be on the floor, and I was going to step off your back, jump over the rope, and crossbody both guys. In theory, sounds pretty awesome.
Yeah.
I hit the ropes. Your back was sweaty and might have had a little bit of oil on it. I stepped and I slid. My shin hit the top rope, which sent me ass over tea kettle. Almost slammed my head off the apron, and luckily Lance grabbed my legs and kind of pulled me and fell back and kind of actually saved me. So that's the one good thing Lance ever did in his career.
Again with the Lance. I'm just kidding. No, Lance truly shows why he is a full-on,
he realized
pro.
Something.
Yeah. Because it did happen very quick, and I just remember kind of looking over my shoulder and went, ooh, this is ugly. Okay. All right. Well, at least he's okay, I think.
Yeah. I was more embarrassed. My pride was more hurt than anything. I was like, oh my God, what did I just do?
I can't. Nothing's off the top of my head. Anything that I can think of is, maybe a table falling off that I'd set up for a TLC match or something, and I'm having to go back and set it back. I'm just like, damn it, it doesn't fit in the context of the match now. I
remember when you and I were feuding, and you were having a match on Raw against Rhino. And I was
we've talked about this.
Did we talk about this before?
Yeah. Okay. And I came and slammed the table like,
wake
up, asshole! Quit talking about yourself.
I was so into the commentary. I was like, I missed my cue like 2 or 3 times.
Wait! You were so into the commentary. You were so into putting yourself over. Perfectly blunt.
I was putting the match over, the angle.
Yeah. So much so that you were watching the match.
I know.
Yeah.
And then you came over and you slammed the desk on the bug guys. You're like, and I was like, it's funny.
I really can't think anything. Yeah. I remember doing the world's worst helo in my last match with Del Rio. Other than that,
I guess you didn't realize you were super physically debilitated.
Yeah, probably shouldn't have been doing that.
Especially not with a fucking stupid neck. You shouldn't have been doing it. Like
I know. It's what are you going to do, right? Speaking of stupid necks, our guest today, she also has a stupid neck like me.
Yeah.
No, seriously though. Our guest today is Paige, and my get. You had nothing to do with it.
I suggested it.
You did. I figured, hey, maybe give her a breather. Let her relax a little bit. No, you're like, oh, I think maybe we should. Yeah. So, okay.
Yeah.
But it'll be good chat. Looking forward to talking to her and just seeing.
Well, the thing is, too, like, I mean, even, you went through a lot of the same stages she did. So it'll be, interesting to listen to both you guys talk about that. And, obviously, how you transitioned. And adapted, and I think she's a smart enough girl and talented enough to do the same. So we'll look forward to talking to her about that stuff.
Well, we'll talk about that, yeah. And but going back to, speaking of necks, the other thing that I saw from the Greatest Royal Rumble, besides Titus sliding into second there, was the finish of the Brock Reigns match. With the spear through the ropes, through the cage.
Yeah.
And basically Reigns landing on his head. You don't got too many of those in your neck.
Yeah.
Trust me from experience. And the cage actually helped him a little bit by cushioning the blow. But it's one of the, I've done that spear through the ropes before. I did it twice. I did it once to Matt at SummerSlam, and I did it, maybe 3 times, and then I did it to Mick at WrestleMania. Now, here's the danger with that move is that if you don't get through completely clean, without something clipping the ropes, it can go horribly wrong because it's not like a suicide dive where there's, the point of impact is on the floor. Your point of impact is standing on the apron. So that already slows your momentum a little bit. If you add in clipping the ropes on top of it, now you're going to come to a screeching halt. Add in the fact that you have a cage, which is going to halt your momentum even more. So if someone had pitched that idea to me, I would say this isn't going to work. Mm-hmm. And this is why. Because I've done this is what can happen, this is what will happen with a cage there, and then a huge body and Brock Lesnar there. If there's no cage, they make it through okay, but with the cage there, it stopped their momentum even more on top of Reigns clipping his feet. Because at Mania, man, I clipped my feet, and I almost ate it bad. Mm-hmm. And so I saw it, and I just went, oh, man, somebody should have vetoed that one, because just... Yeah, if they haven't done the spear through the ropes before, they would know, I guess. But that's you only got so many of those. So for anyone listening, if you're planning on doing a spear through the ropes with a cage, don't. Just don't.
Small package instead, brother.
There you go. There you go. Great finish.
Yeah.
Great finish, though. I will say that. So, but you always, especially with necks, I always just go, oh man. Ooh.
Yeah.
I didn't see it yet. So we'll watch it together, though, you and I.
So how about? So here's the deal this year for the E&C show is we got some buddies on board. And we all came down here. I think we talked about it, and we wrote a whole bunch of stuff. It was like a year and a half ago now. So coming back to it and remembering some of it has been kind of it's been a thing.
Yeah, a couple of them like, whoa, where did this come from? I don't remember this.
Yeah,
but
we wrote that.
Yeah, and then someone's like, oh, okay, and then obviously with the way the things have changed, and we've also had to alter some things and write some new things, and yeah, man. I think we're ready to go, pretty much. It'll change too as we shoot. I mean, it always
did
does.
get a pretty fly rhyme this morning.
Did you?
Have you listened to it?
I haven't looked at it yet. No.
Yeah, it's the one that Timmy and I were kind of writing last year, and then Mike has added to it, and it's quite.
He punched it up, as we call in the business, huh?
He punched it up, but he also went in the studio. He went in his studio.
Did he? So he wrapped it?
And he... okay, do you want me to give you a little sample, folks?
No.
Not even a little one?
It's up to you, man. If you want to start doing spoiler alerts.
No, all right, we won't.
Yeah.
But listen to it, Jay. It's
I will. I'll listen.
Quite ridiculous.
I'm looking forward to it, brother.
So we're going to be doing that all month. So which means that we can get some guests live.
Yeah, we can.
Face to face.
And those are always fun. But
because did you know the young Squire Beresford, Tim Beresford, our friend and fellow writer on the E&C show, tabulated that we have 200 cameos on this show.
Holy shitballs.
Yeah.
I didn't realize, but that's
200.
Good. Yeah.
And there's all over the place.
I mean, some real surprises, some real moments. Some real
over the place.
Yeah. So, it's going to be great. Yeah.
What else is going on besides that? Besides the fact that we're stuck to each other for a month up in Stanford. Good Lord. What is it? What do we... I mean, we're filming 7 days a week. We're going to be busy as balls, but still, like... that means downtime. Like, if there's
not going to be much downtime. I don't think
because I don't want to spend it with you.
So we should probably room together.
Heal a room.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Make us appreciate what we have now.
Hey, another thing I heard.
Yeah. What
is that Jeff Hardy? How about this? Has done something that I don't think anyone, unless you came back and won the U.S. title, has done something that no one else can now physically do.
What's that?
He has won the light heavyweight title,
the
European title, the tag team titles, the World Heavyweight Championship, the WWE Championship, the Intercontinental Championship, and now the U.S. Championship.
Wow.
Crazy, right?
And he was also TNA champion.
And he was a TNA champion.
Yeah.
How about that, Jeffrey?
Yeah. I mean, I've never won the U.S. title, and I've never won the Universal title or the WWE title. I've never won those.
Yeah.
So,
how about that?
Yeah, that's crazy. I could see Jeff winning the Universal title at some point too. He's got that kind of. Yeah.
Well, but is that?
I don't know.
I don't know what that is now.
It's new. No, the one on SmackDown is the kind of lineal, WWE, I guess you would say.
So would the Universal be the World Heavyweight Championship, lineage-wise? I don't even know, man. It's confusing. Hey, if I'm that confused, what the hell?
Why even question it?
Right? Just roll with it.
You're a fucking dumbass, I know
that. Well, sometimes.
Fuck. Yeah. You know what I'm gonna have when waiting for you at the airport? I'm gonna have the guy there with You're
going to be waiting for me at the airport.
No, the guy that waits there with your name saying, "Hey, this is your car."
Oh yeah, because I'm big league, right?
Yeah,
I have cars that wait for me.
Oh, I'll have one too that waits for me. Don't worry.
Fucking important. I don't know if that's in the budget.
I am going to tip. I got to tip him to fucking slap your ass as soon as you land. So,
if he's cute, I don't care. It's just you I don't want smacking my ass.
Gotcha. Giddy up. All right. Well, I guess we should probably stop
rambling here and get to Paige because I'd much rather talk to her than you at this point.
Yeah, good point. Good point. Yeah. Yep, I'm right there with you.
Here we go. Are you hiring? I mean, we might be soon because, let's be honest, Mega Matt here is kind of dropping the ball lately. He's traveling all over the place, getting us messed up in different locations, different studios, and we're not happy with Mega Matt. Posting your position to job sites and waiting for the right people to see it. Ooh, wait no more.
ZipRecruiter learns what you're looking for, identifies people with the right experience, and invites them to apply to your job. In fact, 80% of employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate through the site in just one day, which means in one day we can get rid of Mega Matt.
Oh, man, that's music to my ears. The right candidates are out there. ZipRecruiter is how you find them. Right now, our listeners, can try ZipRecruiter. You're welcome. Listen, they can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free, F-R-E-E. If it's free, it's for me. Just go to ZipRecruiter.com/awesomeness. That's ZipRecruiter.com/awesomeness.
ZipRecruiter.com/awesomeness. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. Hello?
Hello.
You're not only punctual, you're early.
Oh, am I?
You're like a minute early.
You're 1 minute early.
That's crazy.
Yeah. Throw me in the trash. I'll call back in 5. I need to be fashionably late.
Hey, I like fashionably early. That's good. That's different. Yeah. It's different.
I know. You know what? I'm straight to the point. You're welcome, guys. You are welcome.
Well, you are a general manager now, so you are, you know.
I mean, I'm all business now, so I have to be careful.
Yeah, I noticed in your business suits and stuff like that, you're all business.
I'm like half business, actually. From the waist down, I'm all pie. Yeah. People don't see that part of me, you see.
So, general manager now. Obviously, a crazy month for you. I mean, everything that's happened. Have you had a chance to just kind of go, okay, take a deep breath and like see where everything is kind of laid out and fallen out for you yet?
Oh, absolutely. I had to actually go home back to England for like 8 or 9 days to get my visa fixed. So I literally was not at work, not doing anything. I was just with my family, and it was definitely the best for me. I feel like it just, like you said, it just gave me a minute to really think about like what just happened and let it sink in. And it was I feel good about it though, surprisingly. Like, I remember you saying before I went out there, like, by the time you do your promo, you'll get back on stage, you'll stand up the stage, and you just have this weight off your shoulders, kind of, you know, and it's like kind of like closure. And it definitely felt that way. And then having to do the GM the next day was like, I don't know, like kind of winning the lottery for me. It felt really good, and it's like a different role, and I'm like, I love it. I absolutely love it. I get to be the boss. You know, I'm a woman, so we're really good at being the boss.
Well, and it's nice too with the role that thankfully they now have the women's division and power authorities besides, you know, Stephanie. And that's cool. I think that's a good thing. You know, the day that you found out you were going to be going out there, I was happy I was there. We had talked about it. It was kind of like serendipity. It's like if there's going to be anybody who was there to be able to just give you, I don't know, just a little, a little like.
You gave me the nudge and the courage to go out there.
The
100%.
nudge. There we go. Thank you for helping me out there because I had nothing.
You're welcome.
The nudge that you just gave me, the nudge to just go, hey, it'll be okay. And not from someone who hasn't had to experience it, you know, because you can hear all of those things from people who aren't going to have to go through the same thing as you or actually go out and walk in those shoes. And sure, yeah, it's great that they can, you know, try and say that thing to you, but unless they've actually done it, they don't know how difficult it is. So,
exactly.
I was happy I was there that day to be able to just, you know, talk to you. And
me too. And it's so accurate too, because like I didn't really tell many people that was going to happen, but like obviously I saw you and I was like, oh my gosh, like I have to do this speech. Like this is perfect. Like, can I talk to you at some point today before I have to get taken out there? You know? And like once people saw me afterwards, it was really hard afterwards actually. Like I was on the stage and I was like, okay, like this is it, closure. then I came back to the curtain and everyone was just like, oh my gosh. And they were all like, girls were crying. And I'm like, you're making this so much worse. I don't know what's going on. Like, I was not even, I was like, all right, I'm good. I've got this. And then Stephanie grabbed me and hugged me for the longest time, which is really lovely. And Vince and Hannah. But then as soon as I walked out of Gorilla and down the stairs, there was just girls just like, like Bailey, I love him. I was like, please shut up. Don't cry. It was very sweet though, but like, yeah.
Well, and you do need to go through that too,
absolutely. I felt like I died or something. System. That's what I felt like. Like everyone was like tweeting me like, "Oh, she was such a good person," but I was like, "I didn't die, guys. Like I'm still here."
I know. Hey, and that won't stop. Just so you know, like I'll still get stuff. Oh, I miss him so much. It's like, well, hold on a second. You're tweeting me, so I can read this. So you don't have to miss him so much because him is reading this and he's right here, like still alive, still heart beating and everything. But that is going to continue to go on. So what it means is just that people appreciated what you did, Yeah.
I know. And it's very, very sweet. Like I was definitely overwhelmed and like with all the social media love I got from especially our peers, like everyone who we work with and stuff. You don't realize how much of an impact you make on the people that you actually work with. Not only the fans, but, the like tweeting pictures of like me being their first NXT match or me being their first match on the main roster. And they were just like, you helped me do this. And I was like, really? I didn't think I was helping you at all. Great.
Well, and that's one of the things that when I found out, because I, like everybody else, it was kind of like, oh man, what's going on with her neck? You never really knew until I actually talked to you. And then it was like, okay, well, so this is what it is. But you packed a lot of stuff into the time that you had. You know what I mean? Like you accomplished some stuff. And we've talked on this show a lot about how there were lean years for the women's division and how it would, pick up, and there were people that kind of kept the torch alive. And you were one of those girls that, down in NXT with Emma and kind of helping build the groundswell to where it is today. So, I mean, you can look back and be very proud about that stuff. That's a lot of stuff you got accomplished.
I know. I'm really, really proud, honestly. Yeah, like you said, I definitely fit in like so much stuff. And like the small career I had in the WWE, I've been there for just over 6 years now. And obviously I had that year and a half out, which wasn't the best year of my life either. So, managing to accomplish all that and then coming back and then having a couple of months to accomplish a little bit more, like helping start like the all-female Royal Rumble and stuff. It was great. I feel really good. I feel really confident in what I've done and stuff. So, it's not ending like, oh crap, I haven't done anything with my career, like I've actually got a couple of trophies that I'm really happy with,
Yeah, I think that too. You kind of helped break the mold as well. Like you said, when you came from being the kind of more model type, but like brought something different, right? And the style, just everything you brought was just different. Had a different feel to it, a different flavor to it. And but going back to kind of with you said, you came back for a couple months. You obviously had surgery and all those sorts of things, and did the rehab and all that. Did you feel when you were coming back like this might not last, or did you feel like 100%, or did you have any kind of hesitation as far as what you were doing in the ring? Was there any doubts, or how did you feel? Were you confident and just kind of crept back up, or how did you feel?
Honestly, I felt really confident about it, but like that's kind of like the inner wrestler stubbingness. Yeah. How we are, like we come back, we're like, we're going to be fine. We cannot be hurt anymore. Like this is fine. We all believe that we're kind of like unbreakable somewhat, so just coming back and then it kind of humbled me a little bit. Actually, I was like, no, this is fine. Like, we're going to take this. We're going to make this, like, really big. I'm going to, like, hopefully I get, like, a championship match and do this and do that. But then it was just like, actually, no, you're not going to get that, But, I did come back with the confidence like that. Like, this is going to be fine. But then again, like, once, like, I kind of felt it in, like, the singles match that I had where it was like, oh, this doesn't feel as, like, right as it was before. Like, I had to go down to the PC and, like, figure out how to take bumps that like moving my neck some way, or kicking out of a finish that like moving my head kind of to the side because it couldn't be the same. Like I had to adjust a lot of things, which is like very strange for me already. So, and then I felt it kind of in the singles match where I took like a couple of bumps and I'm like, wow, that doesn't feel too great, but it's fine. Like, I'm just rusty, you know, and I'm doing like this 25-minute match, my first night back, you know. So I was like, okay, like this would be fine. But then when it actually happened and the accident happened in the ring and I like lost all feeling in my legs and my arms, it was literally the most terrifying experience of my life. And I never wished that upon anyone. Like, it was so scary. Like, I literally was like, oh my gosh, like, I'm done. Like, I'm going to be in a wheelchair now. Like, this is it. Like, I pushed myself too much because I really did. Like, every time I went in the match, I was like, it's okay. I'll do the comeback. I'll do this. I'll do that. I'll take the bumps. I'll do this. Because I was just so eager to be back in the ring again, you know.
Yeah.
I feel like I pushed myself too hard to the point where my body was like, stop, you know. And, you know, I've been doing this since I was 13 as well, so my body's just like, you need time to grow, woman.
Yeah, no, I get that too. Like like you said, from the performer's mindset, you're almost proving to yourself that you're just as good as you ever were, right? Like, you want to go back and you want to jump in and you want to do a long match and you want to do, like, I remember I come back from my pec tear and I was, you know, a couple of people were like, maybe you should just take it easy. I'm like, oh yeah, I plan to. And then I went out there and I was doing everything that I did before just because I had to jump back in. I didn't want to have any hesitation. I didn't want to be less than what I was before I was injured, you know?
Right, exactly. That's exactly how I was. And I refused to believe I was hurt either. Like, I remember doing this and then coming back to Orlando to go do my MRIs and stuff. And I'm like, I feel good. Like, I can get back in the ring again, even though, like, I just experienced temporary paralysis. I was like, no, I'm good. Like, I could do this. Please don't make me be out. And I was, like, begging them. I was like, please, I don't want to be out anymore. Please don't let me be out. And I was just crying to the doctors and stuff. So then Dr. Maria was just like, I'm sorry, like, you cannot go back in the ring again. It's horrible. It really breaks your heart. It really does.
I mean, it's a lot to cope with. It really is. Yeah. But here's how I would look at it. You know, think back to how you felt there in the ring when you lost feeling and everything and go, okay. It's heartbreaking, but it's better than that alternative, you know. And as much as we try and push things off, and there's still that somewhere down in there, your body has a compass, I think, that wants to, you know, give you that little itch, like something ain't right. And you said you kind of knew that, but the mentality in our brain and our heart goes, we're just going to keep plugging through this. Right. But for, you know, gosh, it was probably, I don't know, a couple of years before I actually had to retire that, you know, I was taking bumps. And I remember the Hawkins and Ryder were at ringside with me, and they'd come out after the match and my arms would just be kind of dangling at the sides, and they go, your arms back yet? And I was like, they're coming back. Okay, there they are. You know, and
it's
you
like
try
having
and
to wait for a feeling to come back, though, is kind of the scary part, isn't it? Like,
it's horrible.
Please, like, yeah, horrible. I remember being in the match too, and like experiencing that. I'm like, oh, maybe it's just my arms, right? So I'm like, no, I'm gonna keep going. And I remember trying to grab Sasha's legs, and my arms like felt like there was just no bones in them, you know. So I'm like trying to grab her legs, and I'm like, wait, just let me try and stand up. I'll be good to do the comeback, right? And Sasha's like, no, like absolutely not. And I try and stand up, and I just look drunk. Like, I just start stumbling and falling back. But actually, I feel like the girls are more terrified than what I was at the time. Like, I was petrified, but the girls were crying at the on ringside and stuff, and then they see like the stretcher coming out, and I was like, please. It's like horrible. I don't know how you did it for like so many years beforehand, because it's terrifying.
As stupid as it is, and mine just stayed in my arms. It didn't go to my legs. Not that that's you know, hey, that's better, but it's still stupid. But
it's still hard.
But when I don't, it's the same thing. It's like, oh well, I got a fusion in there. Of course, it's going to do this stuff. That makes sense. Mm-hmm. You try and rationalize it. Which.
It's
no
like you
one
have
else.
Stockholm syndrome against your injury. Kind of like, oh, it's supposed to be like that. Like, I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah. And I think you know, high level athletes, whether it's football or whatever it is, I think they have that same kind of mentality, which is probably why they got to where they did. And you try and just you know, okay, I had this done. That's why. But thankfully, I will say, you know, Dr. Maroon. You know, and the whole staff and WWE, it's really good where it's at now, I think, because, you know, Beth has often said to me, she's like, I thank Dr. Maroon every day, when I wake up, because if he didn't catch where it was at, who knows what would have happened,
Right. Exactly. Yeah. That's the thing. Like now, like you obviously, at first I was like, what's your problem? Why wouldn't you let me do this? But like now I completely understand. Like, of course you like, especially him, he doesn't want his athletes paralyzed too, like if he can stop it, he's going to stop it. My doctor was always like really great and beforehand, but he wasn't in the wrestling world, which is a little bit different. So he was like, you're good to go, beforehand. But Dr. Maroon was always like, no, you shouldn't, but we'll see how it goes. And then he was like, okay, now I'm cutting you off. Now you're out the ring, bitch. Stay out there.
I'm sure those exact words too.
It's the medical term and everything. Like he has a way with words. It's the best word on.
Oh, okay. So I haven't really got a chance to talk to you face to face since you went out and actually did your speech and retired. So, you go out, you do it. Thank you for the shout out, by the way. You didn't need to do that, but it was appreciated. So thank you. And how did you feel that night? When did you find out you were going to become general manager of SmackDown, and how did that feel?
Right, so it's all secrecy though. So they don't want it to spill out. So they didn't even tell me. They were just like, "Hey, you're going to SmackDown tomorrow," And I was like, "Okay, why?" They were like, "Oh no, we can't tell you that." I was like, "Okay." I was like, all right. Like at that point, I've been on the road for like a while because it was WrestleMania week. I did like a bunch of appearances. Like I felt exhausted and mentally exhausted too. So I was like, man, I literally just want to go home. Like I don't understand what's going on. So then I got to SmackDown the next day, and all of a sudden, as I walk in, there's like Road Dogg and like writers and like my writer Johnny. They all like surround me, and I'm like, oh my god, am I about to be beat up? Like I don't know what's going on. Like, are you money? Like, but like no, they were just like, hey, like this is what's gonna happen. You're gonna be like this SmackDown general manager. So this is like the next day, and I was like, okay. They're like, don't tell anyone. We don't even have the script yet. We have nothing. Just like And I was like, all right. And then you have to check if my voice was back too. Because, like, I have a thing where I lose my voice every time I'm about to do something big. So, like, when I debuted, I lost my voice. When I re-debuted, I lost my voice. And then WrestleMania, I had to do commentary, and I lost my voice. And Vince was like, oh, my God, fix your voice. He was like, what's wrong with it? I was like, I'm sorry.
Well, I noticed you didn't lose your voice for this podcast, so that shows you the level we're at.
I'll fake it for you. Yeah. No, but whatever. You make me laugh. But I had to check, like, I did the promo because he had to check if my voice had come back for the promo the next day when my retirement one, and it was kind of there but kind of not. But they were like, we just need to check if you have your voice back today because today is like a really big day for you. Like we can't have your voice sounding like a dude. And I was like, oh great. I had to like talk for them and stuff. And at that point I already drank like a bunch of tea and had like a bunch of cough drops and stuff. And I remember saying it to Edge. I was like, the day before, I was like, I have to get my voice back. Like they want me to have my voice back. That's really fast. But yeah, like they heard it. I kind of like only spoke a little bit just to like, I could fake it until like I went out there kind of thing. So when they spoke to me, I kept it really short. I was like, yep, I'm good. I'm good to go. They're like, great, you sound great. I was like, yeah, good. And so, like, they gave me the promo maybe, like, an hour before, and they were like, okay, go see Shane. And, like, Shane was like, no, we can just go do it when we're out there, And I was like, oh, shit. Like, I'm so nervous. Like, But once I got out there, like, the reception was great. So, like, the crowd were, like, even bigger the night after than for my retirement speech. I was just like, oh, man. You guys still want me around. That's super cool.
Well, and that's just it, right? Because the night before, they think they don't know what to think. They think you're gone. We're not going to see her. Like, it's not a happy, like, positive reaction. It's a really weird reaction. And it's hard as an audience for them to digest all of that happening. So the fact that you come back the next night, it's like, oh, okay, well, this is great. She's still here.
They thought I faked it in the end. They're like, you're not her. You just wanted to be like, yeah. Like, you got me. You got me good. Yeah.
Well, also get ready. You were talking before. about people being really nice on social media and all those sorts of things. Get ready for this question all the time. So, like, you think you can be able to maybe get one more match, or do you think that will happen all the time? Just so you know,
I'm already getting that, and I'm like, no, guys. Like, my doctor said maybe in 15 to 20 years time, but I don't think I want to rest 15 to 20 years time. So, but yeah, I already get that. I already get that. Like, they're just like, oh no, you'll have Daniel Bryan thing, and I was like, the thing is with Daniel Bryan, like, his is a little bit different to ours, right? His is more concussions and stuff like that. His is more like brain, and ours is all spinal, so it's like a little bit different.
Yeah, because I also had the concussion stuff too, which is why I had to stop wrestling. And so as soon as that happened, my social media blew up with people asking me like, "Well, Daniel Bryan's back. Does that mean you're back?" And I'm like, "Well, first of all, I'm 44.
You're
right?
old as
so
fuck. So there's that.
Yeah, so maybe I won't look as good as I did 5 years ago in tights. I don't know."
You'll be fine. No, sorry, my dogs are like fighting each other. Stop.
That's it.
I have like two. I just rescue. Like, I have a thing where I rescue a bunch of dogs all the time. Hey,
that's great.
They're not even biting each other. They just bark at each other constantly. Those are not fine. Yeah, I have a thing where I like rescue dogs all the time, and then I'll rehome them because I hate seeing them out. I hate seeing them like stuff like that. Get outside.
You find them their forever home.
I find them their forever home. Like, that's my thing. So, like, literally when I go home, I'll go to the humane societies all the time. And, like, I'll give them hugs and stuff. I always come back with a dog every single time. And then I'll just, like, I'm a freaking psychopath. I just love animals.
I'm there with you. And that's why I can't go anymore. I've been cut off. Because if I do, I end up bringing a dog home. But then we end up keeping the dog. So it's like, I'm kind of, right now I have a 4-pound Yorkie sitting in my lap.
I just have two. There's a 190-pound pit bull, which he's still getting used to the dog being in the house. That's why he keeps trying to like fight with him all the time. And then the other one is a 70-pound pit bull. So,
jeez.
And then I rescued an English bulldog, which I managed to rehome and stuff. I'm a psycho, honestly. I'm a real crazy dog lady. I'm so weird. Yeah.
Jay's a cat guy. And I'm a dog guy because I'm allergic to cats. So, you're on the right place.
Yeah, all of my cats are rescues as well. So.
Oh yeah, I rescued my cat. It just recently passed away. It was really old though. I rescued him super old. Like, he was like 11 already.
Oh yeah.
And he turned 16 and just passed away. Bless his heart.
That's the worst.
I know, they're like your kids. Like, now they're just like kind of licking each other in the grass. It's kind of like inside the house, it's like it's like Fight Club, but outside the house, like, all right.
So you talked about how you started when you were 13. Talk a little bit about that, because like Ray started at 14, and I think that's the youngest I've heard. And I'm sure I'm going to have some dweeb say, I started when I was 9, and I've documented proof. I wrestled with 2 people. But so Ray started when he was 14. You started when you were 13. Yeah. I actually was wrestling a lot too when I was 13 years old, because I obviously grew up in the wrestling business with my family. And I was always like, no, I am not going to be I loved wrestling, but I was like, I'm not going to be a wrestler. My mom was a thing where she would always get hurt all the time. Like, she's one of those people that is always injured. Like, something always happens to her. And it used to terrify me. And I used to be at the shows, and I used to be crying. It kind of like scarred me a little bit. I'd be crying at the side of the ring, being like, no, not again. Like, so I was like, no, I can't be a wrestler. So then one day, like, I was already training. It's just how it is. Like, when you're in the wrestling family, you kind of just get flung in the ring. And me and my brothers would always wrestling this. And my dad was short on a girl one day for a show when I was like 13, right? And he was like, Rhea, you're getting in the ring. And I was like, what? He was like, yeah, I need you. I just need you for a show, just this one show. Like, one of the girls didn't turn up, and like, you already know something. I was like, all right, yeah, like, this is fine. And I remember walking out, and I was in my clothes from like the whole day. Like, I didn't even have wrestling gear. And I remember I got knocked the fuck out. I was out cold, and I can't remember what it was, but I got knocked out my first match.
second match was like a couple of days after, because after that I was like, this is great. I love this job. On my first day of getting knocked out, I was like, this is for me. Like, I love this. And then my dad was like, all right, like, we have the holiday camps in England where people, it's basically like a glorified trailer park, honestly. People go there, they vacation with their family, and then people put on shows there. And like, so we put wrestling shows on there. So my dad always had the wrestling camps, like, every season, like in the summer and the winter or whatever. Anyway, he was like, all right, well, now you're a wrestler. You can start going on the holiday camps. I was like, okay. My second match, I tried to climb the top rope, had no experience doing it. I tripped, fell. I was hanging upside down, smacked my head, and I got knocked out the second match too.
Jesus.
Right.
Oh.
Yeah, and then, I mean, it didn't start out well, guys. And then I was playing outside on my bike, right? And I went to cross the street and I got hit by this car, right? So I got hit by this car, rolled on the bonnet, on the hood of the car, rolled off. I was like a mess. Like, I was scuffed all over my face, like my toes all ripped open. Like, but I stood up and was like, what the hell just happened? And there's like a zombie walk all the way back to the house, like crying my eyes out. And Dad was like, can you wiggle your toes? And I'm like, yeah. And he was like, all right, we have a wrestling show tonight. Get ready. I was like, what? I just got hit by a car.
Well, I guess it couldn't get worse, right?
I mean, sure, because it did get worse, right? So then I had another match, right? And like, but like, after this one, like, I didn't get hurt at all for like the rest of my career until this point, though. So I was like very fortunate. But like, I remember my mum giving me a Samoan drop, and I put my hand down, and so like I broke like the staple bone in my wrist. Jeez. So like my dad was like, all right, he throws like at this metal rod cast at me that you put on your wrist or whatever. He's like, all right, you don't have to take the ring down tonight, but tomorrow you're going to have to get back to work again. I was like, thank you, Dad. I will be there tomorrow to build the ring. Don't worry about it.
Well, and I want to back up to a sentence that will probably never be said by anyone else. I took a Samoan drop from my mom. Let's just, we can't just brush past that now. Like, I don't know of anyone else who could say that.
My dad used to do like, he would do like the sit down, you know, when you're like on your back, and then people would run, and like kind of like how Ray does it off the top, like run and sit down, but he would do it from standing, right? And my dad's a big guy, like he is not small, like in any sense of the word. And I just remember him doing it, sitting down on my chest, and like I didn't post well for you know, so I literally just got straight up because I was completely winded. I stood straight up and like grabbed this jug of water and just like tipped it over my head because I thought that would be the best way to get my wind back. It didn't. It just made it worse. And I'm just like dragged myself.
So you drowned yourself.
Yeah.
You drowned yourself when you already had the wind knocked out of you.
So, like, drowning myself is definitely the best option when I can't breathe already. So yeah, like that happened. But then after that, it was fine. Like I really wanted to get into the WWE. So like, my 13-year-old self didn't do very well, but like once I got to like 14, I was like sending out like resumes. I was like, this is what I've done. It's not very much, but I was like, this is what I'm doing. And I was sending it to like companies like Irish Whip and all these like European companies, like in Germany, France, Switzerland, everywhere, right? And Norway. And I managed to get my first job in Norway by the time I was 14, and then it just all went really good from there. I just kept like pushing it and like traveling and stuff, you know, and I was traveling the world by the time I was 14 by myself. Wow. And then like by the time I was 16, I was already in America for Shimmer and doing that kind of stuff. Cause I was just like, no, like once I have something in my head, like I'm so determined. I was like, no, I want to be a wrestler. Like, and the word diva was always such a big thing for me. I was kind of sad when it got taken away, even though it was like for the best, because diva to me would always be like WWE. Like when you think of diva, you think about the females in WWE and where I wanted to be in my wrestling career. So, like I had that in my head, like, I'm going to be a diva, I'm going to be a diva, I'm going to be a diva. So I stuck with it until like they signed me when I was 18 years old. And now I'm going to be 26, so I'm growing old here, guys.
Yeah, right? Now you're the general manager.
Now I'm the general manager, you know. Now
like I said, you packed a lot. You packed a lot of stuff into some
oh my
years
goodness.
there.
Let me ask you a question.
Oh, yeah.
So when you were growing up, was it like, did you actually have like a physical address with your parents, or was it like, did you like travel in the caravans and all that stuff from town to town, or did you just do that part of the year? And also another part of that question is, you said you didn't want to be a wrestler. What was it that you wanted to be?
I wanted to work with animals, so I wanted to be a veterinarian. I wanted to be a zoologist. I wanted to be something like to do with animals. Like when I was younger, I was teaching girls how to ride horses, like, you know, so I was always just surrounded by them. So I was like, no, like I'm going to be different in this family, even though I loved wrestling. Like I really loved it. Like that used to be a thing where I used to go watch it and then I watch on the TV and stuff, you know. But it would be World of Sport, not WWE. We would just have WWE videos. Like that's the only way I could watch it. But, yeah, like I wanted to do that. But then once I literally got a taste of it and was like, okay, I know how to kind of get for a match. And now I had a match. Like, okay, I really love this. Like once you have that feeling, like it's really hard to let go of. Like that adrenaline rush you get. And then any alcohol, any drug, anything, like that's like, I love it. I love that feeling.
Yeah, I've always said, you know, if people could bottle the feeling you get when, you know, possibly 80,000 people react and drive all of their emotion at you when they hear your music, your theme music, there's nothing you can do to mimic that, you know. And
you can't replace that feeling. I don't know what you could even replace it with. Like it's crazy.
No, there isn't, but you know, and that's, I always just try to look at it, you know, from the perspective where I'm at now. It's like, wow, at least I experienced that. That's pretty badass. You know, you can't explain it to anybody unless they've experienced it too. Yeah, exactly. It's really hard to explain to people.
And you asked like about traveling, right? Was I in caravans and stuff?
Yeah, like I asked if you like had did you grow up like actually in a house and like travel part of the year? Was it something you were doing year round, or because it sounds like you were doing it from? No, go ahead. Sorry.
I was always doing it year round. Like we always had a caravan because my family are gypsies, right? So like we always had a caravan in a place. But like I was always traveling. Like I was never really living at my parents' house. Like I moved to Norway when I was like 15, and then my parents owned a pub. And like at 16, I was like living above the pub by myself, you know. So I was kind of always going somewhere, and like every week I was in a different place too. Like my dad would be like, "Where are you going this weekend, Raya?" And I'd be like, "Oh, this weekend I'm going to Spain. Like this is fun," you know. Like they never knew where I was going. I was like, "Okay, now I'm going to Turkey," and like it was. I was always like wanting to be traveling somewhere, doing what I loved. Like I always wanted to be wrestling. So I feel like that's what like some people some people my age back then don't really have to drive to kind of do that, because I kind of just didn't really go to school. Like my whole thought was like, I just want to be a wrestler, which is kind of like a big leap to try and take, especially when you're super young like that, to be like, no, this is what I want to do, and this is like, I'm going to do it, you know. And I was like one that didn't really get like the educational side of things either. Like I just was really bad in school. So I was like, no, I'm not going to be here. I'm going to be a wrestler, and everyone needs to make fun of me because of it. It's like, that's lame. Like even my teachers were like so mean about it, to the point where I just didn't go to school anymore, and like I just concentrated on doing that, which I would never recommend for anybody. That's a terrible idea. Like,
I like the disclaimer.
Yeah, by the way, don't try that at home. But yeah, it's just one of those things. Like I just wanted it so bad, like, and I just wanted to be wrestling all the time, and yeah. And the only time I did get hurt, right? I just got signed to the WWE, and I was in Switzerland, and this wasn't even really my fault, right? So I go to this girl, I was like, hey, like, can you do a crossbody, like, off the second? And she was like, yep, I've got this. And I was like, all right, well, let's practice it, because, you know, I'm like too confident. I was like, you've done it before, right? And she's like, absolutely, yeah, I've done this before. So she jumps up the top, but like goes completely to the side, and the hip smacks me in the nose, and like my nose just got like broken out of place, and I was just like, like I just like lost it. I wasn't even in pain or crying because I was just so mad at this chick. And I just remember like I've actually got signed at that point in WWE, but I could finish my independent bookings. Yeah. And I was like, you're stupid bitch. I was like so mad. I was like, this is why I got signed. I can't have my face messed up now. I'm a girl, you know, like. So I just remember I was like, you need to take me to the hospital, all right, so I can get this put back into place. So like we go to the hospital, like in Switzerland, and like they completely forget about me for 2 hours. Like people forgot I was there. I was like, screw this. I was like, let's go to the show. So we go to the show, and like I do the wrestling show with my nose like completely like just out of place. It was so ugly and horrible. And then, like, I flew back the next day, and I went to the hospital with my mom, and she, like, helped crack him back into place again. It was, like, that's the only other time I got hurt. Which actually sounds like a lot.
Another sentence that I don't think anybody else is going to be able to say is that my mom cracked my nose back into place.
Yeah, it's just one of those things there. That's how my family were, though. Like, if you got hurt, you kind of just, like, brushed it off. Or, like, we would help each other, you know? Like, my dad would not put up with anything. It's like, you have to be seriously hurt if you weren't going to be on the show or if you weren't going to turn up for the wrestling show, you know? And so when I got to NXT, it was always like that. I'd see girls, like, who obviously don't come from the same background as me. And when I first got there, it was just models, right? So I'd see them, like, hurt, and I'd be, like, so offended. I'd be like, what are you doing in here? Like, what's your problem? Oh, you broke a nail? Yeah, I'd be like, suck it up. Like, what's your problem? Like, it was always like that. And then my brothers always taught me to, like, be as tough as the guys in the ring, right? So, like, I'd be wrestling, like, these girls when I got to WWE, and they wouldn't be able to really handle it. They're not with us anymore. They don't work for the company anymore, but, like, they were just like, you're so mean. I'm like, I don't understand what I'm doing differently. Like, what's going on? And they were just like, you have to lighten up, Ray. Seriously, like, oh, sorry.
I often think that, like, with Beth and I, it's, you know, because the girls will fall and go, okay, you got it. You know, hop up.
Yeah. Because
brush it off, walk it off. Yeah, and I'm like, okay, wait, we can't be that way. We got to make sure. Are you okay, honey? You know,
yeah,
it's like,
I definitely learned how to do that afterwards. I'd be like, oh my gosh, are you good? I'm so sorry.
It's funny too, like the stuff that happens, like it's just natural or just it's regular everyday stuff for wrestlers to see. It's no big deal. Like you kind of almost get jaded in a sense. Like you wonder what like people when you go out with certain things, what does this person do? Like, what's wrong with them? I remember this one time before I was in WWE, I was wrestling this little indie show in Reading, Pennsylvania, and it was like a 10-hour drive back to Toronto. And I used to do the shows, and then I would drive all night back to cross the border. This one time, this guy gave me like a standing moonsault, and I was like standing up, and he was off center, so I stepped underneath to catch him, and his knee caught me right in the face, and like broke my nose. So of course I felt the gushing blood. Finished the match, go back, look in the mirror, my nose was all the way over to the side of my face. So I grabbed my own nose and I popped it back straight, and like blood was just gushing everywhere. And so I stopped at a gas station. I loaded up with ice, and I had a bunch of towels, and I was holding like ice and towels filled with ice on my face the entire drive. I get to the border, my eyes were starting to swell shut. I'm sure my eyes were bruised. I pull up, the guy looks at me. Luckily, I was going back into my own country because I don't know what would happen if I was trying to cross the other way, but I was coming back into Canada, hand him my Canadian passport. He looks at me and goes, do I even want to know what happened? I said, probably not. And he goes, all right, good luck driving home. And he handed me back my passport, and I drove home. But you just wonder, like, in instances like that, like, what, like, you know, what other people think, right?
Oh, absolutely. Like, but back then too, you'd always be driving everywhere. So I always drive up to Scotland, which would be like 10 hours and stuff, and it wouldn't be for much money either. And you drove back, and you was like so battered and bruised, and it's like, I'm getting paid hardly anything, and people have to see me looking like I've been like beat up bad, like. Yeah. And like even now in WWE, you know, like you have to be kind of dressed up, and I'm always got glitter on my eyes and stuff. So like we're traveling from time to time, walking in gas stations, and even just like the way we look, even when we're not beat up, it's just like, why is this chick being so extra in this garage right now? Like, I just tell people that I'm like either a stripper or like, you know, I just got off work, you know, because we have such big like makeup and some big hair and stuff. They're like, what is going on with this chick? You know, I just love a gas station. You know, I might find the love of my life there.
Well, but it's true. Like again, Beth and Natty would always try and freak people out in gas stations at 3 a.m. as they're driving to the next town, because they're in their stilettos, and they're having to wear what they wore to the building. Their hair's still all done up and everything, and they walk into a gas station at 3 a.m. What are the people thinking in there? Like, honestly. It's like, okay, I see what's going on here. So they would always just try and mess with people.
Oh, yeah. Like, I traveled with Natty a couple of times, too, and she's so funny. She was like, we just came from a wedding and stuff. You know, she would just make up this elaborate story. And she was always so funny with that. Same with AJ Lee, too. Like, I would travel with her a lot, and everyone just that's when I start coming up with stories, like when I walk in a gas station. I just say I'm a stripper, though, because I feel like I give off more of a stripper vibe than I do come from, like, a fancy wedding. Yeah. You know?
So you said you traveled with AJ and Nia. I've met them both, obviously, but gotten to talk to Nia quite a bit, and she does have a really good sense of humor. How do you feel now when you see her, finally kind of as champion and doing her thing?
Oh, I'm not a big crier. That's not my thing. But when I saw her, when I cried for her, she came backstage and I was like, favorite girl. Because I was so invested in a story. Her and Lexi told a really, really good story. Really, really good. And it's definitely a relatable story too. So I was just so proud of her. And she never thought she would be the champion. She was just no, I'm literally looked at just the monster kind of thing, but not a hideous monster. She just means one of the bigger girls.
Right,
She's I'm just like the monster. Apparently monsters don't need championships and all that kind of. So she was adamant she wasn't going to win it, right? So what she kind of splits out and let me know before, and I was why did you tell me? So, I kind of started crying then, and I was I'm so happy for her because she's always such a good person, and it doesn't even matter who her family is. She never talks about it. She's always just no, I'm here for me. She works so hard. She's one of the hardest workers I know, Same with Natty as well. They're both such hardworking people. And I feel people with the bigger families, they kind of work harder because they want to prove that there's, their own. Yeah, exactly. They can do it on their own. So,
well, yeah, because there's got to be that extra pressure, right?
Oh, absolutely. Definitely for them. My family wasn't known at all. No one still really knows my family, but it was still the pressure of okay, I do have a family in the business and I do want to make my own brand and make my, I want to be by myself, Sure. So I can't imagine how they were feeling. They must have a ton more pressure on me than on them than I do. Because, you have the Hearts and then you have the Rock and stuff, and it's man, look at them. They're all freaking massive, and they're all these superstars that are going to go down in history as one, some of the best, and they definitely have to try and mark their territory and prove that they're just as good. Some of them maybe can even be better,
Hey, Birdman.
Yep.
You want to eat a delicious 5-star quality dinner? Of course you do. But who wants to slave away in the kitchen after a long day at work? Do you? I don't. That's where Freshly comes in, the new way to get an amazing dinner on the table in no time flat.
That's right. Their chefs will send you delicious, freshly prepared meals so you can eat better without any of the work. And let's be honest here, I'm pretty lazy, so that helps me out quite a bit. It's so convenient and ready to eat in 3 minutes. Just think of all the time you'll save by not having to worry about shopping, chopping, or the cleanup. And now, I've talked about how the Southwest chicken was my favorite, or your favorite that I like to steal and eat myself, but I have a new one. You see, I'm a big fan of Indian food, and I had the chicken tikka masala, and oh my God, it was good. That's all I'm going to say.
Changed your life, did it? Huh.
It did.
Oh, well, check out this week's menu created by Freshly Chefs and save $20 off your first order of 6 dinners plus free shipping by going to freshly.com/awesomeness. You'll feel so relieved to come home to a chef-cooked meal every night with Freshly.
That's Freshly, FRESHLY.com/AWESOMENESS. That's freshly.com/awesomeness for $20 off your first order.
I can't believe you were able to spell that.
Well, it's written right here, else I probably wouldn't have been able to.
Well, check out this segue. You're talking about your family being known and the Rock's family and everything. Check this out. So your family's going to be portrayed in a major motion picture now.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, see what I did there?
That's a solid segue. I like what you did.
Yeah, I'm Barry Horowitz and myself right now on that one.
All right. This is why you have a podcast.
We're real journalists. We're real journalists here. Yeah.
So tell, I know the story, but tell everybody, because you'll know stuff that we don't know. How's it all come about? How do you find out? How do you feel once you realize this is a thing that's happening? And have you seen it? What do you think? All that stuff.
Right. So basically, first of all, it's been moved to March 1st of 2019 now, not September this year. I guess there was too much competition or whatever, which is fine. I want the least competition when it comes to my movie. I'm just happy it's coming out. I'm people watch my movie, please. I'm just happy it's coming out. So, so basically, the day before I debuted at WrestleMania in New Orleans 4 years ago, right? we had a family documentary before I even got to the WWE. They documented me going to do the tryout, and then have my second tryout, and then finally getting signed, and then film me over in America getting adjusted to the American life, right? Mm-hmm. So it was a great documentary. Like, it won awards, which is really surprising. Like, it was supposed to be like this tiny thing, but people loved it in England, right? And they ended up winning an award for it. So Dwayne went over to film Fast and Furious, as you do. And he stumbled across this documentary, as you do.
As you do.
And yeah. I was like, holy crap balls, right? So he watched it, fell in love with it, and was like, oh my gosh, this reminds me of my family, right? Because me and my family, although we annoy the crap out of each other, we all love each other very much, right?
Right.
So the WrestleMania in New Orleans 4 years ago, like, I got a text on my phone, and I was sitting next to Dean Malenko in catering, actually watching the show. And it was like, hey, Paige, it's DJ, right? When you have time, like, I really want to talk to you about something, right? So I'm like, DJ? I was like, who the hell is DJ?
Is Jazzy Jeff calling me or what?
Yeah, and of course, I didn't expect Dwayne Johnson to be texting my phone. So I was just like, DJ. And then Dean's just like, you dumbass, that's Dwayne. And I was like, oh, shit. I was like, all right. So I text back. I was like, yeah, like, well, I'm free whenever, obviously, whenever you're available. So he gets like a couple of people to come grab me. I was like, oh my gosh. And like, I'm always like thinking, am I going to get beat up every time? Like, who am I?
That's your go-to.
Yeah.
Am I going to get beat up?
Grand up to my family. Doesn't know. You're like, how much money do I owe? Like, so like, I get taken into the room. And like, he's there and he's like so nice. Like, he made me feel so welcome. And I was like, obviously very nervous because I'm a huge wrestling fan. Like, that's
sure.
Yeah, I'm like a big fan of wrestling. So my inner girl was like completely marking out and trying to be cool at the same time. So I'm like, hey, sup? Like, I'm Paige, you know? He like made me relax a little bit. And he was like, hey, like, and he was like, so your family has a documentary, right? And I was like, yeah, they do. I was like, that's so funny. Like, how did you stumble across that? And he was just like, well, and he told me the story. And he was like, I loved it. And he was like, I really want to make a movie on it. And I'm like, what? I was like, what? What are you talking about? And he was like, yeah. And then he started explaining like the ins and outs. And I'm just like, literally, I forget half things he's saying because I just went into like a blur from there. I was like, what the fuck is going? Sorry, can we cuss on here? I'm sorry if I keep cussing.
Yeah, go ahead.
No, that's fine. Yeah.
Yeah. So I was just like, what the fuck is going on around here? I'm like, holy shit. I was like, I'm so nervous. Like, I'm like sweating at this point. I'm like, I don't know if this is real. So he's telling me this, and then he's like, oh, and by the way, you're debuting tomorrow. And I'm like, what? And he's like, yeah, and like, you're going to win the Divas Championship. But I just burst into tears. Like, I had nothing else but just to cry. I was like,
wait,
and then
so
he was just like,
The Rock
so
is telling us?
wait. Dwayne told you that you were going to win the title and debut the next night?
yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, so he was in the writer's room and he overheard it, right? And
oh, wow.
he even said, like, the writers would talk about, like, maybe we should, and he was like, you should, because there's the reasons why, right? So he kind of, like, helped push that too. So
Nice.
I was like, what the hell is going on around here? Like, what is happening to my day? Like, this is the best Mania ever, you know? So I'm, like, crying, and, like, I'm blubbering. Like, I'm snotting everywhere. Like, I'm a hot mess. Like, I am not cute. Right? And he's, like, handing me tissues upon tissues. Like, here's more. Like, try and clean yourself up. And I'm just like,
You're a mess here.
Yeah, I'm just like, it's kind of hard here. Like, you know, because now this movie's being made about me, and now, like, okay, now my dreams are starting to become a reality even more so. So I'm just like, I'm losing it. So like, he was like, hey, it's that no one knows to just walk out there and try and act cool. And I'm like, what? I was like, all right, like, maybe you try this. And as I walk out the door, Tamina's standing there, and she was just like, what are you doing in there? And I'm like, oh, just hello. I'm gonna walk away. Like, I was like, I didn't know what to say. I was like, great. Like, everyone's gonna think the opposite of what I was doing in there, you know. I was like coming out, like, wiping my face, like what? So I was like trying to act cool, and I was trying to like be relaxed, and I didn't tell anyone. And then the next day, because you know things change in the WWE a lot, like you know, plans can go from like just the last minute, like, okay, this isn't happening more. And my dad always taught me, like, do not get your hopes up because things change. So as much as I was really excited, I was also like, okay, like, what if this doesn't happen, right? Yeah. So then an hour before the show, Finley comes up to me too. And I'm actually starting to go into my debut now, and I'm taking it away from the movie, but
that's okay. It'll all get told.
But let me talk about my debut real quick. Let me avoid your question. No, so then he pulled me aside like an hour afterwards, and before the show, and he was just like, "Hey, yeah, you're gonna be debuting," and I was just like, "Oh, really? That's cool. Like, that's great." I started crying as well because he takes me away from like the arena kind of thing where all the trucks and stuff are. And he was like, "You need to clean yourself up." And he was like, "We're not going to go over the match because people will know and people will see it. So this is what's going to happen, and you're going to win the championship." And I was like, "What?" I was like, ugh. And then he was like, "Try and act cool." And I'm like, "Why do people keep telling me this?" I'm so pissed off. But yeah, like then I made my debut, and then not long after that, like it was SummerSlam, and then Dwayne came back to SummerSlam, right? And I won the Divas Championship for the second time. Let me just throw that in there. But they came back, and then
just a little tidbit here.
Yeah,
let me just throw that in there on my birthday.
It's actually a good change of pace because it's usually just me putting myself over on this podcast. So
don't even get me started. So Dwayne was there, and he brought one of the producers too, Kevin Misha. So then it's become even more reality, right? And he was just like, "Hey, I'm Kevin, like I'm going to be producing the movie, blah, blah." And he started talking to me about it, introduced me to like his son, and I was just like, this is like a real thing. Like, this is crazy. And then it just went quiet. Like nothing happened, but like, I guess that's how the movie business works. So I was just like, oh no, this is not going to happen. Then Stephen Merchant gets brought on, and then he starts like texting me and asking me about my life. And then I had to like, he would call me like every other week, and he would just like, from like details, like every single detail, like he wrote down and like included in the movie. And then it went quiet again. The movie went into production. They filmed like most of it in England. Yeah. I got to see a little bit of it when they filmed a little bit in Orlando, but then they were like, "Okay, the movie's done." I was like, "What? The movie's fucking done? Like, this is wild." So then they showed me at the PC. Stephen Merchant came, and he was like, "Hey, like, we're just going to give you a private screening." He was like, "I'm not going to sit in the room with you because I'm the director, and I put this together, and I feel like I'm constantly looking at you to see if you approve of the movie." And I'm like, "I'm pretty sure I'm going to approve of a movie based in my life. No big deal." So he like walked out the room, and I watched it, and the whole entire time I cried my eyes out again. And I'm not a crier. Like, I make it sound like I cry, but I don't cry. Like, but I was crying my eyes out again, and I was blubbering, and there was more tissue, and it's just like, yo, like, what the fuck? Clean yourself up. Like, I'm not, and everyone was like, "It's just beautiful." Like, it's such a good movie. And it's not just for like a wrestling fan either. It's like a family movie or like a female Rocky movie kind of thing. Like, it's just inspirational. Just a girl that goes from like nothing and then finally make it, it's like rags to riches kind of thing, but with a dream instead. Like, just wow, she finally made it to somewhere. Yeah, after working so hard.
It's a story that like you said you don't have to be a wrestling fan for it to connect with you. The meaning behind the story, right?
Right, yeah. So it was so good. And then they were telling me all about like how they give a pre-screening to people that aren't just wrestling fans. They're different. They're just a fan of movies, right? They don't even watch wrestling. Yeah. So they showed it, and like the scores got so, like it did so well, like, and everything did great. And so like the only thing they wanted was, okay, can we see more of like the real family? So I just love that, like in the credits they put some of like the real documentary in there.
Oh wow, that's cool.
Cool.
Yeah, it's really, really cool. And then they put like little notes. Okay, now Paige is doing this. Now Zach is doing this. Now Ricky and Julia are doing this. Like, it's really freaking cool. Like, it's a beautiful story.
Neat.
Really.
Well, I can't wait to see it. That's amazing.
So that was my long-winded version of telling you how the movie came along. But
hey, we will take long-winded answers on this show because that means we don't have to listen to Jay. Because that's where it'll go. With short answers, he starts talking about himself.
Well, here's the thing, too.
Yeah, that's my plan. That was my plan.
Well, here's the thing, too. Yeah. I mean, that was obviously a huge thing that happened to you with Rock. And then another, some might say it's bigger, that you even got invited on the Edge and Christian show. And you did a little thing with us. And we had a little fun, too, with, you, obviously, it's cool, too. Like, obviously, like, the thing is, too, when you're,
and Adam and I can both talk about this as well, like when your in-ring career ends, it's almost like, well, what's the next challenge now, right? Like, what's next? And obviously the GM is a fun thing to do, but I mean, you got some comedy chops and you got some acting chops too, so that might be a thing to pursue as well, because we had a lot of fun when you were on our show, and I remember us just all laughing, and we had a lot of times where we had to
I literally love doing your guys' show. Like, it's so much fun, and every time you guys like have me on, I've already been doing the Edge and Christian show twice, and then this is the first time on the podcast. But like, I literally love it every single time. Like, as soon as Edge texted me like, "Hey, you want to be on?" I was like, "Absolutely, yes, I do," because I have so much fun talking to you guys, and like I get to be kind of more myself too. Like, I guess like I'm a cusser. Like, it's what I do. I like to jerk. I like to be dry, and I feel like we have kind of like the same vibe going on. So I love it. I have so much fun. And like your guys' show is, I love it. Like I watch it. It's so funny. Like, and I thought I was going to be doing like the bedtime story thing with you. So I'm glad that I got to do something different, like, you know?
Yeah.
Like,
yeah. We were like, let's switch it up a little bit, you know? And the good thing,
I loved it.
It's always nice when you jive with someone and you know, okay, you got the same sense of humor. You're in the same wheelhouse of stupidity, and you can just, you know, keep going along that thread and just keep having fun. So, you know, it's, you know, there's a few of you that we were like, okay, what can we get them in on at this time?
I really appreciate you guys bringing me on too. Like, it's always so much fun, and I mean, hopefully one day I'll get to have my own show, and you guys can appear on mine.
Yeah, for sure.
Well, but again, to Jay's point, that is the crazy, you know, like if you had told us when we were teaming up in like 99 and 2000, we only teamed for like 2 years on WWE television, but for whatever I know it's kind of crazy when you think about it, because people assume it was like 10 years or something, but it was that little amount of time. And from that, who knew that, you know, 15 years down the road, we were brothers, we're not brothers. We didn't even touch on TV for years. It was never even mentioned that we were even friends. And then all of a sudden, by the end of my career, we're both teaming again, and it's a thing again that we'd have a sketch comedy show based on wrestling
on a WWE network, on their own network, you know, like it's just so.
That's so well, you guys made such an impact on people, like that's the thing. And like I told Edge too, I was always like a big fan, and especially if you two too. Like I'm blowing smoke up your ass, take that. But like I really,
this is what I was really trying to do. I was trying to get you in the mode of putting us over, so it worked.
Good stuff. Yeah, like, you got me. I'm telling you guys, no, but like honestly, like, I was always a really, really big fan of you guys. So getting to do this is pretty freaking cool. Like, I like it. Same with Bailey. I feel like me and Bailey are like the biggest fangirls when it comes to like being in the different series. Like every time, like, wait, I was like, yeah, I got to speak to Edge about my neck today. Fuck you. Cool, I get to be on Chris's show. Yeah, fuck you.
Well, but you know what? I will say, you know, you talked about the impact that as a team we had because it was only 2 years or whatever. But it also speaks to the impact that you had, and because you were different and you didn't stick to the mold of, you know, kind of what everyone else was doing. You did a different thing. You did your own thing. And I think because of that, that's why people connected with you, because they could tell like, oh, she's real. She's being her. There's no false anything. I
feel like also there was a sense that you were kind of fearless, in a sense of, you know, so nobody was going to write down and put on paper and hand it to you and say, okay, this is what you are, and this is what you're going to go out and do, this is what you're going to say. You're going to go out and do what came naturally to you and what you felt you were, and, you know, that was your authentic self. That was you. And I think that people, you know, people can connect with that, and they get that when somebody's like that.
Thank you. To a fault sometimes, I feel like I get in trouble a lot. But it's just like, relax, stop trying to be too much of yourself. I remember when I got signed the way I look, right? I got signed this way I look, but when I got there was a head trainer there, and he would constantly try and change me. It's like, no, you need to wear color. Like, you need to do something different and stuff. And I'm like, I didn't get signed that way. I got signed looking like this. You know? Yeah. Why would I change? And the person that would always stick up for me is Dusty. That's why I always loved him. He was like because I don't have family over here, and I grew up over here. Like, Dusty was my family. Like, he was the one that I always went to about everything and stuff. And he just made me feel like you can be yourself. Like, do not stop. And he was very outspoken too. Like, he did not give a shit. Like, he would be like,
that's why everybody loves Dusty.
Like, yeah, he was amazing. And I loved him so much because without him, I feel like I probably would have conformed a little bit. Okay, like, let me try this. And like, to be fair, I did a little bit, and he cussed me out. He's like, "What the fuck you doing, baby? What the hell? Why don't you're my girl with the dragon tattoo? Like, what the fuck?" Like, you know. And he would just say that all the time.
Okay, hold on. I love a British Dusty Rhodes impression. Another thing that you are never, like, between that and your mom Samoan dropping you and cracking your nose back into place, this pod has already delivered 3 things that I don't think I'm ever going to hear again.
You're welcome. You're welcome. I'm really nailing it. You should just have me as like the third person on your show.
I think from now on it's like Peck. It's the Peck podcast.
Yeah.
There we go.
I love that. Make it happen. You know who I really think is really funny and like want to have a show with though is Renee, and I feel like it's definitely a Commonwealth thing. Yeah. I feel like she's hilarious, and she like I don't know. I feel like she kind of has like the same kind of dry sense of humor as well.
She's really funny. Yeah. No, I like her a lot. Like, we get along great. Like, we're buddies. Like, every time we see her, we just always laugh, and she's super funny girl. Yeah, for sure.
Oh, absolutely. Like, she's beautiful. She's funny. Like, and we always joke around. We always say like, I'm Joan Jett and she's Blondie and stuff. Like, and we want to bring back Talking Smack, right? So I want to host it with her because Daniel Bryan did before. But there was like, if me and her host it, I feel like it'd be really funny, but also like, there's just no like. There's nothing that's going to hold us back on it. Yeah. Like she's very outspoken too, which I really like. That's why I got along with her so far. So I would love it. She keeps bugging me about it too. She's like, "We need to get Talking Smack back," and I was like, "Oh yeah, that'd be fun."
Well, but again, that's the stuff now that's open to you to be able to do.
Yeah.
It's not like before where you were just kind of retired and you were retired. It's like now there's things that you can do and there's other branches you can go into, and
absolutely.
that will also still, kind of tap into that creative side, because that was one of the things that I was wondering. Okay, now what? What creatively is going to stimulate me? And
right, exactly.
There are things. That's the beautiful thing about it. There really are things to do. You're not just.
Yeah, now it can be me, you guys, and Renee, and we can just call it the Pekka podcast.
Yeah.
Team Pekka.
Yeah.
Which is like kind of an innuendo at the same time, which is great.
We'll have to get it done. Yeah. The Commonwealth podcast, yeah.
The Commonwealth podcast.
Yeah. I kind of like the Pecker podcast better.
Yeah.
Yeah. Pecker podcast is the way
to go.
Yeah. Well, we don't want to keep you all day. We've already been flapping our gums at you for an hour. And it's your day off, and you're a general manager now, so that means you're probably
I have a lot of business to do, guys.
And also, you probably have about 16 dogs you need to save today, so we'll let you get back to that.
Honestly, I'm a crazy dog lady. Stop. Yeah. Like, I need to be cut off. Honestly, that's probably my drug now.
Hey, there's worse things. Trust me. There's that's not a bad thing. Saving puppies.
The dog rescue. That's my superhuman strength, is rescuing dogs constantly.
Well, but thanks for doing this. This was so much fun. I hope you had a good time. And anytime you want to come back on, just
say the word.
Yeah.
I'll just call in a minute earlier before someone else calls in.
That's all you got to do. You got the number now. You got the number.
The Tommy Dreamer does it all the time. Yeah. I mean, you're way more entertaining than he is.
Yeah.
Oh, don't even get me started. All right. You Bailey prank call you all the time. Like,
yeah.
Yeah, we take it. Sure, why not?
Sure.
It'll be good stuff. But seriously, thank you for doing it. I'm glad that you're feeling good with where you're at and where you're going. I'm happy for you. I'm proud of you. And bigger and better, right? You just keep doing your thing.
Yeah. Absolutely. Thank you so much, guys. I really appreciate it. I had so much fun. Always a pleasure.
Yeah.
So thank you.
Sounds good. We'll talk to you soon, and we'll see you this weekend. So we'll catch up on Sunday. Yeah.
All right, sweet. I'll see you Sunday. Bye, guys.
All right. See ya.
Bye.
So that was a lot of fun.
Yeah, no, she's great. I mean, she's such a just a cool person, right? Like, I mean, and to hear
she's herself.
Yeah, and that's what makes her cool, and that's what like we said, like people just identified with her,
because of that. And you can get a sense, like I said, that when somebody's real, and she is. And, you know, she just sounded like she's in a good place, right? And that's good to hear, because, like, sometimes, you know, it is almost like a death, in a sense, when your career goes away. And there is a mourning period. But she got to, you know, the day after, jump back into something big, something different, something that's a new challenge, something that is still a creative outlet for her. And, you know, people are excited because, yeah, like they thought she was going away, and she's not. So it's very cool.
And then that really is one of the things, I think, in both of us having experienced that is, if you're in wrestling, chances are not only are you an athletic person, but you're probably a highly creative person, because there's such a creative element to what it is, and everything from your gear to storylines to creating matches, and it's all very creatively based. Right. So to be able to dive back into something that will still, you know, kind of scratch that itch, it's important, because, you know, for me, it was Haven calling almost right out of the gate. Mm-hmm. And, you know, for you, it was
also Haven.
Yeah.
Because that kind of came up, that kind of came up like, you know, for me, and it was kind of a strange thing when that happened, because I remember you calling me and being like, "Hey, would you want to come on Haven?" And I was like, "Oh, yeah." you were saying that that one of the producers had read your book, and you had talked obviously a lot about me in your book, because, you know, you are infatuated with me and you love me. And they had asked you about me and said, "Oh, what about your friend Jay?" And started asking, and you said, "Oh, actually," and I didn't know I was retired at the time, but you said that oh, he's actually off right now with an injury. And she went, And then you guys had a little hiatus, came back from a hiatus, and they said, like, we wrote this part. Do you think he'd want to do it? You're like, "Yeah, I'm pretty sure he would. I'll call him and ask him." So it kind of went from there. And that was cool for me. You know, it was like something else that I could kind of jump right into and be like, "Yeah, you know, I like this. I like this a lot." And, you know, I also got to do a few of the pay-per-view kickoff panels, which was fun, that I got to do right off the bat after, and that was a new challenge, and that was fun. And you know, I've done a little bit of acting, and also, you know, this podcast. It's just been and obviously the Edge and Christian show, and plus on the other side of that is, you know, we've been writing and producing and helping on that end of it, and learning a ton doing that as well, which is great.
Yeah, and left all the scheduling to Paul Miller.
Right. Which is also great. Yeah.
No, it's, but yeah, it's nice to know that there's other things, because when you're in that, I don't even want to say pigeonhole, but when you're in the world of wrestling, it kind of becomes a bubble, and you can tend to forget that it's just a pocket of the world. Yeah, it's its own world within a much, much larger world. And it's refreshing to know, okay, there's stuff outside of this. I had to be all in to do it, but now there are other things to do. And whether that's stuff within the industry still, whether it's WWE Network, whether it's, you know, whatever it is, there's just stuff now. And that's nice to know. So I'm very happy for, I was very happy, you know, that I could be there to talk to her that day, because it's a weird, hard day. Yep. But she got through it, and you know, that being said, too, there's still going to be days where you go, "Oh man, sure, that's normal." And but she sounds like she's in a very good place, and she's a fun person. So that was a good show. It's a good show. It's a good show, Bert.
Good show.
So the next time that I see you will be tomorrow, which is, again, far too soon. And Hosers, we will see you next week. Might get this week. Don't know who we got next week, but we'll get something.
Fuck, we're going to get somebody good, brother. Oh, you can bet on that. Oh, Paul Smackage, let Edge get the one up on him, brother. Oh, I'm going to roll somebody up. I'm going to do the whole podcast with somebody rolled in small package. Oh, we're going to see how that sounds. Get the audio ready, Megabat. Oh, I'll come slap you in your face, and I'll roll you up in the studio, brother. Oh, I'm hitting the road right now. I'm jumping in my car. It's fueled up.
Hey, you just hold on a second there, buddy. Because this right here, this is Flip Sunset. I'm coming to you from Rolling Hills, California. Don't you worry about it, Paul Smackage. We'll talk about it later. But just so you know, Hosers, I'm now here for future reference.
Oh, my arch nemesis, brother. Oh, this isn't going to be good. Flip Sunset, I thought you were gone, brother. Oh, this isn't over by a long shot.